Hi, this is Nick Coons with the Red 7 Linux YouTube channel and the Gutsy Geeks podcast. Simulcasting here because I think this is going to apply to everyone. I think this is something that I think everyone could think about as far as coming up with ideas on this, because this applies in the geek realm as far as developing this, and it applies, for lack of a better term, in the real world outside of the geek realm in terms of using this. And it's something that I think would come in really handy. I could see a lot of times using it. Essentially, the idea is this. With a regular calendar, a to-do list, it's generally time specific. So I'd say, a Wednesday at 9 o'clock I have this to do, and at 11 o'clock I have this to do, and a Thursday at noon I've got to do that, and everything's time dependent. But there are a lot of things, and you can set up these calendars so that you get email notifications reminding you about them. You can have the calendar on your phone so that the events pop up and alert you to this, or send you text messages or whatever else, but they're all time-based. They're all time-triggered. There are a lot of times that I'm thinking of where if I make events on my to-do list based on triggers that are not time related. So for instance, let's say there's a particular bakery that I'd like to go to, but it's a little out of the way, and I like to get cheesecake there because they have really good cheesecake. Well, I don't want to make a special trip to the bakery. What I want to do is, if I happen to be out in that area for some other reason, I would want something to remind me that I should go there and get a piece of cheesecake. And I can take that home and eat it later that night, or have it with dinner, or whatever, whatever. And but a calendar wouldn't really work well for that. What I would need would be some kind of program that would know, I could put an event, a to-do or a task in that calendar or into this program, and I could say, when I'm within 2 miles of this location, remind me that I need to pick up a piece of cheesecake, because I don't really care exactly when I get the cheesecake. I just want it to be within that particular time frame. This would help me save time, of course. If I have a particular craving for cheesecake or something like that, then I can make a special trip out there. But if I just like to get the cheesecake because I'm in the area, that would save me a lot of time, and not having to make a special trip out there, or not having to plan for a trip when it might be out of the way. So this way I could say, when I'm within 2 miles of this location, give me a little pop-up and say, hey, pick up a piece of cheesecake. Or maybe I have a particular question that I want to ask someone next time I talk to them, maybe next time I'm on the phone with them. I don't want to make a call to them specifically to ask them this question, because maybe it's a small question, maybe it isn't the right time for it or whatever else, but it might be good to work into another conversation. So I could say, next time I'm talking to John, ask him this question. Well, I couldn't put that on a calendar. I can't say, have this happen on Friday at 2 p.m., because who knows when I'm going to be talking to John next. Instead, what I would need is something that knows that when I'm talking to John or about to talk to John, that pops up and reminds me, I need to ask John this question. So the way I would best see something implemented like this would be maybe through a phone app, because our smartphones seem to have all of this connectivity to them. On my phone I have my calendar, I have my contact list, of course it all syncs with other things, but my phone's what I always have with me, has a GPS on it, so I could have something in there that would detect my location. It would know when I'm within 2 miles of the bakery, and it could pop up and say, pick up a piece of cheesecake. Or it would know when I'm on the phone with John, because caller ID, and I've made the call from my phone, or I've received the call onto my phone, and so it would know that that I'm talking to John, and pop a little reminder, maybe 30 seconds in the conversation, don't forget to ask him this question, just as a reminder, because it seems like there are a lot of things that if we organize our days, that we can put things together in other ways, but it's really difficult to try and put all this together, especially if you don't know in advance where you're going to be in your day. Now for me, I do a lot of on-site computer work, and for the most part that's scheduled out in advance, but there are a lot of things that are not part of that schedule. There could be emergencies. There could be, run over here real quick and pick this up or do that. So there's a lot of different things that go on during the day. And even if I did know what the day was planned out, I'd still have to have this list. So if I was planning out my day to go to 4 or 5 client appointments, and one of them happened to be near the bakery, I would still have to have something remind me that, oh, since I'm near the bakery, I should pick up a piece of cheesecake. Instead, I'd be relying on myself to remember that I wanted to do that. And so it would be great if I had some kind of software, some kind of application that would do that for me. So just a little thought there to put out a to-do list that is not time-based, that is not triggered by time specifically. Maybe it can support that also, just as any calendar would, but to have some kind of preferably mobile application that ran on your phone that could trigger tasks, notifications of tasks that need to be done based on a variety of events, not just time. So it could be based on location, it could be based on other things that are occurring, it could be based on other events. So we can say, next time I go to the grocery store, I need to pick up this. And if something pops up and says go to the grocery store, then I go to the grocery store, and now it knows about the grocery store. It's like, oh, well, now pick up this. So there's all different types of events that could trigger things, or different types of different occurrences that could be triggers for various to do. So hopefully I put that across as, as something somewhat intelligible, people understanding what I'm saying and why I feel that there's a need for something like this. I've never seen anything out there like that where a to-do list is anything more than either a list of tasks or tasks that need to be done by a certain date, and so you get notified that this task needs to be done at this time, as opposed to triggering a task based on some other criteria, maybe location, maybe other events that are occurring at the time, and that sort of thing. So just thought I'd put that out there. If anyone knows of a particular application that already does that, or does something similar, maybe something that's open source that can be modified, something that I can put onto my Palm Pre that can be converted for an iPhone app, whatever kind of technology exists that might be able to be modified for that, please let me know. If you're a developer and you're looking for ideas and this is kind of in your realm, hey, maybe you want to take that and run with it. And but definitely send me an email or post on YouTube, Facebook, or wherever else you find this, and let me know what you think. If there's, like I said, if there's something else out there, I would love to know about it right now, because I can definitely use it. If you're in the process of working on something, if you know of how this can be implemented, if you have additional ideas for it, maybe I'll take on the project if I have some free time. So anyway, hope that was helpful. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, sign up for the Gutsy Geeks podcast, friend us on Facebook, all sorts of good ways to stay on top of what we're doing and to learn more. Normally these podcasts and YouTube videos are more about providing some kind of help or insight to you, but in this case I'm looking for some help. So I figured I'd turn it around. Maybe if anyone has any suggestions, they can send those along. Thanks a lot.